In a world where every royal move is scripted and every smile rehearsed, two young hearts dared to feel something real. She, the future Queen of Spain, bound by duty, grace, and destiny. He, the Danish prince, raised in tradition, yet unafraid to dream beyond borders. Their paths were never meant to cross, but fate had other plans. This is not a fairy tale. It's a story written in silence, in glances, in letters, a love the crowns couldn't contain. This is love in every word. If you find the video interesting, like and subscribe to future Queen Chronicle more royal updates. Love in every word, Princess Leonor and Prince Christian meant to be. Royal duties, public eyes, a crown's weight. But beneath the diamonds and discipline, love found its way. Unexpected, forbidden, inevitable. Princess Leonor of Spain, Prince Christian of Denmark. Two worlds, one heartbeat. And from their first exchange of words, destiny began to whisper. It began quietly. A royal summit in Oslo, a gathering of Europe's young heirs. Cameras flashed, protocols dictated every step, but for a brief moment, eyes met where they shouldn't have. Leonor, composed, dignified, a future queen learning the art of silence. Christian, charming, curious, the kind of prince who smiled with his eyes. Their first words weren't scripted, yet they lingered longer than any speech that night. Observers saw a polite conversation. But those who looked closer saw something else: warmth. Genuine connection. In a world built on duty, their exchange felt human. The next morning, they were spotted laughing during the photo session. Not a royal giggle for the cameras, but real laughter, the kind that slips through walls built by generations. Months passed. Life went on. Leonor returned to Spain, back to her rigorous training at the Zaragoza Military Academy. Christian, in Denmark, continued his studies and public duties. But even separated by borders, something had changed. Royal insiders whispered that letters began to travel discreetly, words written carefully, sealed privately, delivered quietly. Love, in every word. What could they possibly write? Between two young royals, born into worlds of protocol, what language could love speak? Maybe they wrote about simple things: books, music, the smell of spring mornings after royal engagements. But perhaps, they also wrote about freedom. The kind neither of them truly had. Their connection deepened. Every event, every summit where both families appeared, carried a quiet tension. Glances exchanged across banquet tables. A brush of hands during greetings. Subtle, but undeniable. The Spanish press noticed. The Danish press followed. Rumors spread like wildfire: is there more between the heirs of Spain and Denmark? Behind palace doors, concern grew. For King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, Leonor's path was clear: she was Spain's future. Every choice she made, every person she befriended, was weighed against centuries of monarchy. And in Denmark, Queen Mary and Crown Prince Frederik saw their son's heart stirring in ways they hadn't planned for. Yet love doesn't seek permission. It simply happens. One evening, during the Earthshot Prize in London, fate gave them another meeting. Leonor, radiant in emerald silk. Christian, tall and poised beside his family. Cameras caught it, the subtle smile they shared, the softness in their eyes. For a moment, the crowd disappeared. The world saw duty. They saw destiny. Whispers grew louder. Are they the new royal couple of Europe? Could this be the union of two thrones? Some saw strategy, a powerful alliance of Iberia and Scandinavia. But for them, it wasn't politics. It was personal. Every time they met, they risked the scrutiny of nations, yet chose to see each other. Anyway, it was said that Leonor, during her private holidays, visited southern France, near the Danish royal summer estate. Coincidence? Perhaps. But witnesses recall quiet walks, minimal security, and laughter echoing under Mediterranean skies. Then came the moment that melted millions of hearts. During her 18th birthday address, when Leonor spoke of serving my people with heart and conviction, her voice trembled ever so slightly. Viewers noticed the pause, the glance downward, and Danish tabloids claimed Christian had sent her a handwritten note the night before. It read, simply, "Lead with heart. The world will follow. Love, in every word." But royalty is never just romance. Behind every smile lies sacrifice. Spain expected perfection. Denmark expected strength. And so, the relationship that bloomed in whispers had to survive in silence. Days of distance. Weeks without contact. Public events where they stood meters apart, forced to act as strangers. Still, fate kept weaving their paths together. The coronation of King Charles III. The state banquet in Madrid. The European Youth Forum in Copenhagen. Each time, a quiet spark, hidden in plain sight. And through it all, both matured, no longer just heirs, but young leaders shaped by love's quiet resilience. Letizia once said to a close friend, "Leonor has her father's discipline, but her heart is her own." The Queen saw it, the glow that no crown could create. And in Denmark, Queen Mary reportedly smiled when asked about Christian's bond with the Spanish princess. "He admires her," she said softly, "and she makes him better." Years of friendship, devotion, and secret letters turned into something unbreakable. Yet they both knew, the world wasn't ready. Monarchies move slowly, guarded by tradition. But love, when pure, is patient. It waits through silence, through doubt, through distance. And so they built something few ever could, a royal romance without scandals, without rebellion, without breaking duty. Just two young hearts learning how to love within the boundaries of destiny. By 2025, their connection became undeniable. When Leonor attended the Earthshot Prize in Rio de Janeiro, and Christian stood beside the Danish delegation, the crowd roared as they shared a brief, tender moment, eyes meeting under the bright lights. Cameras captured it. The internet exploded. But beyond the headlines, there was something deeper: peace. Acceptance. The kind of understanding that says, no matter where we are, this is real. For Leonor, every speech now carried warmth. Every gesture, grace. Her confidence had deepened, because love had softened her edges. And for Christian, every appearance held maturity, the kind that comes from loving someone worth protecting. They are still young, still learning, still bound by thrones and flags. But somewhere between duty and desire, they've built a language only they understand. A love expressed not in rebellion, but in restraint. Not in grand gestures, but in subtle devotion. Because sometimes, the greatest love stories aren't about escaping the crown, but wearing it together. And when history looks back, it may say that this was where Europe changed. Where two heirs, born to rule separately, found unity not through treaties or wars, but through love. Princess Leonor of Spain. Prince Christian of Denmark. Two destinies, one story, written not in ink, but in heartbeats. Whispered through letters, protected by silence. And sealed, forever, in every word.